Hello, today I'm going to be sharing my synchronistic experiences at Contact in the Desert 2017.
Stalin cuore da me
Hello to all my friends, family, and all the Starseed ground crew all around the world. I'm so happy to share with you my experiences at the recent conference, Contact in the Desert 2017, which happened in Joshua Tree. So firstly, a big, massive thank you from my heart to everyone who supported me. The reason that I got to go to Contact in the first place was because of you. Because I created a fundraiser to get me to Contact. It was kind of like an experiment to see whether I would be supported by my community to reach for my dreams. And the original goal was to raise $1,100, which was going to cover my flights, which were quite expensive, and also accommodation. And it turned out that we far exceeded that. I actually raised 1,600. I was actually volunteering at the event. I thought it would be something nice to do, and a way to kind of give back to this community that is involved with the extraterrestrial information. So Contact in the Desert is all about aliens, our favorite beings from outer space. And the reason I wanted to go there was because it's like the who's who of everyone within that industry was going to be there. So there was many different speakers there, and the people that I particularly got to meet were James Gilliland, Brian Forrester, Sasha Lessin, Michael Tellinger, Dr. Stephen Greer, but my personal favorite was Corey Good. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to go there. With Corey, I just find him very endearing, and I've always resonated with his message about the Blue Avians and the secret space program. For those who don't know, I would recommend to look into Cosmic Disclosure on the Gaia channel with David Wilcock and Corey Good. They are basically speaking about the secret space program, which is a program that was created quite a long time ago and that has not been revealed to the public. So basically, Corey has been letting us know that all these things have been going on. We have colonized our solar system, and we have advanced technology that has not been shared in integrity with the public at large. And some people, they might find Corey's information quite shocking and hard to believe. But you know what? We are living in a crazy world, and there's many things going on right now, and we cannot know everything that is happening, okay? The governments and the big organizations, the corporations, they don't always have our best interest in mind. So we are all being encouraged to really question and challenge these organizations. So, as I was saying, the main person I came to see was Corey, and he did not disappoint. I think he was the only speaker that I can recall that received a standing ovation. What did surprise me a little bit when I was at Contact was I got to meet quite a few different speakers, and many of them were quite negative when Kari's name got mentioned. But I kind of put them in their place a little bit, and I said, look, you know what? We are all unique. We all have different gifts, and we are all sharing a similar vision. We are all being called to unite in this vision, not to create further separation and talk about who is right and who is wrong and who is better. You know, we should all be unifying together because we share a same vision to create harmony and to bring back the spiritual information to Gaia. And, at the end of the day, we are all brother and sister. So some people were saying that they feel like they can't trust what he is saying. But when I have been watching his information, I just ask my heart, and my heart is telling me that he is really on point. But that is something for each of you to decide for yourself. It's funny how I first met Kari at the conference, actually. I don't know if he remembers this, but me and my friend were a bit naughty, and we kind of stole a little buggy so that I could drop my belongings off into the camping area. And we were driving along, and then this man suddenly said, excuse me, like, where are you guys going? And we were like, oh, we're just going, down this way. And he said, are you in a rush or something? And we were like, yes, we need to get there. And he said, okay, no problem. He said, it's okay, doesn't matter. And then I looked at the back of the car, and Kari Good was sitting there, and I was like, hey, Kari. So that was my first synchronistic encounter with Kari. And then he gave this big speech, this big talk to hundreds of people in the main auditorium area, which was quite interesting. And then he did a workshop and a meet and greet, and I got to speak with him, and I discovered that Kari and me will be speaking at the same event in Spain, in Barcelona, the World Ufology Congress. So I talked to him a little bit about that. Kari was talking a lot about the purpose of contrast, and how contrast and duality is serving us in our learning and in our growth. Because our physical world is something very special. There are many dimensions in this universe, but there is not one quite like this earth. There is not a place where so many belief systems are allowed to coexist with each other, and it certainly makes for an interesting mixture of events. So generally, what I found about Contact in the Desert was that it was very grounding for the ground crew, for the star seeds, for the change makers who are here to step into action and implement some of these changes, because we are in a time where we are going to see a breakdown of so many of the old institutions. We're going to see the collapse of our financial system, disclosure of extraterrestrial information, and along with that will come advanced technology. And so many of us are being called to begin to create a solid groundwork, a framework for these new systems that are going to arise. Some people are calling it the New Earth communities. So places like Sedona, Mount Shasta, Peru, Costa Rica, Bali, parts of India, South Africa, like parts of Europe, we are all creating these New Earth communities. And I think for a long time, everyone was just waiting for, one single event, and everything was going to change. In 2012 especially. But from my understanding, it's going to be a series of events and a process. And it's quite good actually, because let's face it, humans are a little bit crazy, and many of us are not ready for some of these shifts in consciousness and frequency. So if we have it spaced out over a few years, I think it's going to be beneficial for everyone in the long term. So generally, I would say I just had an amazing time at Contact. There were so many little synchronicities. Like my friend Adam came to Contact and he invited me to his place where he was staying within the grounds. And then suddenly Dr. Greer walked out of the house. You know, he kind of showed up, and I was just like, oh, right, okay. And so I got to meet him and talk with him very briefly. He seemed to be in quite a rush because he was setting up his intensive workshop where we all were underneath the stars, and he was guiding us into a meditation. And basically, it's called CE5, and he makes contact with our star families through a series of processes. Meditation is one of them, setting the intention. And so that was pretty amazing. But at that point, I was so exhausted, I could hardly keep my eyes open. I kept like nodding off. And I've actually had a few contact experiences in terms of seeing ships in the sky, and I also channel extraterrestrial intelligences. So for me, it wasn't like, it was a big deal, but not maybe, it was more of a big deal for other people, you know. In terms of what I would like to see in the future, I would like to see more cohesion and unity between the speakers. You know, it's just knowing that we all have different gifts and experiences, and that we can all come together and share that with the public, instead of feeling like we have to, criticize one another. It's pointless, really, when you think about it, because everything is serving us. So when one person is sharing their experience, it's serving someone, it's resonating with someone, right? It might not resonate with you, but it doesn't matter, because it's touching someone's heart, and it's making sense to someone. And it would be boring if we were all sharing the same exact thing, right? So another person that I met was Sasha Lesson, who was really, really sweet. I was talking to him about me and my friends. We are going to open a really amazing spiritual center here in Peru. I'm going to share more details with you as that develops, but it's very super exciting. Sasha actually invited me onto his podcast to speak a little bit about what I am doing. I'm also going to be doing an interview with my friend Ben this week. We're going to make a video. I think one of the main messages that I got from Contact is many of us are being called to network and connect together, and to be united by our vision and put aside our ego and differences, because we are always going to have some things that we don't completely see eye to eye on, but it does not matter. It does not matter. It's it's just more about knowing that there are themes that unify all of us. We all want love, harmony, abundance, unity, healing for Gaia, for our mother, for the planet, for the people who don't have enough in this world, you know. So if we can come together as a family, which is what we are really, then we are going to see some big, profound changes in our world, in our reality. The other people that I met at Contact were the volunteers, because I was actually volunteering there. and they were amazing. There were just so many incredible people. We were just like this big family, just trying to do our best to make the experience wonderful for everyone. Diane, JP, Kelly, Ellen, Linda, all the crew, all the people that I met. Thank you so much from my heart. And also, again, thank you for helping to make my dream become a reality. Who knows, maybe next year it could be that I might be a speaker at Contact. I am going to be a speaker at the UFOlogy World Congress in Montserrat, Barcelona this fall in September. Corey Good is going to be there. Bridget Nielsen is going to be there, and some other amazing people. So we hope that you will join us. And I also hope that you will check out Corey Good's work and the Sphere Being Alliance. You can visit his website, www.spherebeingalliance.com. My own website, www.chaiwiththecosmos.com, is currently being revamped, and it should be going live very soon. So watch this space. And to all of you out there, to all the ground crew and change makers, I love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. This is real. This shift is happening. Don't doubt yourself. Just step out, step up, share, be vulnerable, and know that you are not alone. And we are all together in this. Okay? Thank you. I love you so much. And I will speak with you very soon.